Alright, so now let's talk about p-value. Okay. Now the definition of p-value is if null is true, then what's the probability to get the observed difference? Sounds really familiar, right? So p-value actually is that probability we just talked about. Okay, assuming null is true, then what is the probability to get the observed difference? How about 103 versus 100, right? Or 130 versus 70. But one thing is this, if the probability is low, we reject the null hypothesis. So we mentioned this already. But how low is low? This is a magical number, okay? Usually if p is less than 0.05, in other words 5%, then we can reject the null. And we call it statistically significant finding. Or we say, oh, they are significantly different. Okay? In other words, only when we are 95% or more certain that a result is genuine, so yeah, not a chance finding, should we accept it as being true. Well, of course, it might not be. We'll never be 100% sure. We just believe it is. Now, you might be a little bit confused, about this hypothesis, everything. So let me just give you a really quick summary. Rule of thumb. To simplify everything, just remember, okay? P-value is indicating how likely the research result is due to chance. And we don't want our research result to be due to chance, okay? We don't want the null hypothesis to be true, okay? So we want the p-value to be as small as possible. The smaller, the better, okay? Now, how small is small? We just mentioned, usually less than 0.05 is good enough. Yeah. Therefore, remember this, if p is less than 0.05, then our decision will be reject null because it's a significant finding, okay? Or you say there's a significant difference. If, however, the p is equal or bigger than 0.05, then the decision is fail to reject null. It's not significant.